Change is the only constant in life, yet we do everything we can to avoid it. Change is uncomfortable. I don't like change. I just want things to stay the same. I find for me that I thrive. Oh, there's bald ego. I find that I thrive when I change things up. I find that each time I change, I learn, I grow, I find out what I like, what I don't like, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, and I'm constantly just learning more about myself and how I interact with those around me. I find the best deals, I find the best cars, I find the best houses, I find the best credit cards, I find that I can challenge my body, that I can change my financial situation, that I can change my relationship with my spouse. And it all just depends on how much effort I put in to the change. And then I don't avoid the change. So for example, I'm going to use marriage. So for example, you have a spouse, and let's say that things are just going along on autopilot. You're not really having date nights, you're not really having sex, you're not really communicating, you're just kind of going through the motions. I find that this happens with a lot of young families when they start having children. I've experienced this myself. And if it's not working, instead of saying like, oh, I throw my hands up, I give up, why don't you change what you're doing? Switch things up. Put a date night on your calendar. Put sex on your calendar. Do something different. Otherwise, you're just going to keep beating your head against a wall, expecting different results. I think, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's the definition of insanity. Yet we do this day in and day out. I'm guilty too. There's sometimes you kind of get in the flow of things, and before you know it, you're driving to work or you're driving somewhere and you look around and you're like, how the hell did I get here? Your brain just tunes out. So if you find that you're just tuning out, if you're zoning around, if you're on autopilot, I want to challenge you to switch things up. Maybe you take a different way to work. Maybe you shower at night instead of in the morning. Maybe you just do something a little bit different. Maybe you run outside instead of going to the gym. Maybe you try going vegan for a week instead of eating fast food. Try something different. Get outside your comfort zone. That's the only way you're going to know if you like new things and how to keep your body guessing, keep your mind guessing, keep yourself fresh, keep yourself young. And it's so interesting because I have this conversation a lot lately with women in particular. A lot of times women are more apt to change than men. I find that men are very black and white. And they want to know, like, who's going? I want to know this and that, this time, that time. Give me the numbers. Tell me the logistics from point A to point B. I need to know stats. And women are just like, oh, I'm not feeling good. I need things to change. Women are emotional beings, emotional buyers, while men they're still emotional beings, emotional human beings. But they tend to make more logistical, black and white decisions, more analytical, let's say. And I just think it's so funny because you could literally have everything you need right in front of you, but change is hard, change is difficult, I don't like change, even though it could potentially save you money, or it could have you be in your best physical shape, have you be in your best mental state of your life. But you're hesitant to change because change is difficult, change is hard. Yet if you look around you, change is the only constant in life. Look at your body. Is your body the exact same that it was 5 years ago? Hell no, it's not. Hell no, it's not. You've either gained weight, you've lost weight. Your skin regenerates, I want to say, like your whole body, all of your cells in your body, I think, don't quote me on this, regenerate every 7 years. So 7 years ago, you were in an entirely different physical being on a cellular level. So why we expect ourselves to continue to stay the same day in and day out, year after year after year, is insane, guys. How can we start to embrace the change, embody the change, love the change, figure out what direction we're going and how we can enhance that change to better ourselves instead of resisting? Think about it. If you nag at somebody, you nag and you nag and you nag and you push and you push and you push. Don't you push it farther away? So the more you resist and resist and resist and resist, it's going to push against you. The more you resist, or what does it say? What you resist will persist and grow bigger. So why not just learn to go with the flow and live in the moment and accept change? Because it is inevitable. Change is inevitable. You will not be the same person tomorrow as you were today. Every day is a choice. And what choices are you making? Are you fighting the things that you know you need to do deep down or that you think you want to do? Or are you just going to say, you know what? I'm going to suck it up and I'm just going to go with it. It may be uncomfortable right now, but in the long run, this will be better for me and for my family. Do the hard thing now so that you don't have to pass the baton to your children. Do that difficult thing today. Don't keep putting it off. The longer you put it off, the harder it's going to get. Take this example. Let's say you are training for a marathon. You've always wanted to run a marathon. You've been putting it off for years. Don't you think it would have been a little easier to run a marathon in your early 20s than in your late 30s? Late is better than never, but just think how many marathons you could have ran in that time had you just got over that difficult change, getting in the healthy habit of running, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and just doing the damn thing. We talk ourselves out of so much in life. We make up these stories in our head, like worst case scenarios. I'm going to go ahead and say that 99% of the time, those worst case scenarios never see the light of day. Yet we dwell on them and we think of them as reality. That's how powerful our thoughts are. That is how powerful our thoughts are, is that we can actually change what it is that we are doing based on our thoughts, based on what we assume is our reality. You are the creator of your life, and it is up to you to either accept that or not. But just know what you resist will persist and it will grow bigger. It will. Until one day it's big enough and it consumes you and you have a big enough pain point to where you want to change. You'll have some big life-changing event. Maybe you'll get married. Maybe you'll have kids. Maybe you'll end up with cancer. Maybe a close family member will die. Then what? Why wait until something happens if you can do something about it today? Stop avoiding the discomfort. Discomfort is temporary. You can push through it. And when you get to the other side, you're like, holy shit. Look what I just did. Look what I can do. And then you, in turn, will inspire others to take action in their own life. And that's all I've done. And that's all I will continue to do, is prove to people, show people that when you do the uncomfortable thing that you know will help you move the needle forward in your life, magic happens. magic happens in any area. Fitness, money, relationships, parenting, business. Do the uncomfortable thing that you know will move the needle forward. It just takes one decision to change and accept it. And just take freaking action. Take action, take action, take action. And if you need help, ask. You do not have to do any of this alone. I know that is a common belief in society. You have to do it all. I did this all by myself. Look at me. Bullshit. You don't have to do it by yourself. I didn't do it by myself. It took me a long time to learn that I didn't have to do it by myself. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of anger, a lot of finger pointing. But eventually, I changed how I showed up in the world, and I asked for help. It was one of the most difficult things I've ever done, but not a day goes by that I'm not grateful for those people who have pushed me outside my comfort zone and who have supported me and helped me become the person I am today. If I can do it, you can do it. I'll catch you guys next time.